we have the current stock market analysis for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Before we begin with today's chart analysis, if you find this educational material to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comments section so that other traders can find this information more easily on the platform. So here what we're looking at is the hourly price chart. Each candle on this time frame will represent a 1 hour trading period. And as we can see here, the share price itself is really starting to form a bit of a range at the upper end of its recent trading structure. So in this video, what we will be doing is looking at some important price levels so that we can establish some key support and resistance zones so that traders can hopefully identify some profitable trading strategies going forward. So as we can see here, the this near-term high comes in right around 38.19, just above that $38 level. We have seen a bit of downside price action since then, but we're starting to see a bit of a consolidation pattern that is developing at these upper levels. So currently, I would define support zones as resting right around that 23.6% Fibonacci retracement zone, which can currently be found right around 36.25. And then, as you can see, most of the price action here has managed to bounce right around that area. We really haven't seen many convincing breaks to the downside through that support zone. So currently, what I'm looking at here would be a lot of this bouncing activity that's occurring right around here. We have seen some brief spikes below this area so far, but share prices really did manage to move higher. And since we did break above prior resistance zones with that trend wave movement, I would actually consider this to be a false breakout to the downside from the shorter term perspective. So overall here, the real question is whether or not share prices are going to be able to maintain this level here going forward. So that is really the central question at this point. If we sort of move out here a bit, we can sort of see what's going on here. I mean, is the stock price currently topping out, or are we sort of basing here for a new run higher? Both of those questions are legitimate questions, and there's a possibility that either of those could be true. So what we will be doing here first is looking at the indicator reading to get a sense of where the dominant price momentum is currently resting. So as we can see here, the overall price momentum for the most part has been positive. We have seen some brief spikes below this most recent trend wave movement in the upward direction, but those did resolve themselves fairly quickly. And for that reason, I would feel comfortable calling this even this indicator drop here a false breakout as well. So we've got a couple of examples of those recently. For the most part, I would still consider this to be an upward trend momentum reading that is positive. We are seeing things in the bullish territory here. However, some near-term momentum readings have started to show some negative trends as well. So this is, important to keep in mind here, because if we were, for example, to see share prices fall low enough to break through this longer-term bullish trend momentum reading, that would be a negative for the stock, because that would then suggest that this longer term underlying bullish momentum is no longer active. It's no longer controlling share prices, and it is no longer able to continue lifting the stock higher. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the stock won't develop a new trend wave in the positive direction. It just means that this prior trend wave would have then run its course. It would have completed itself. So, of course, we're not there yet. I mean, we're sort of jumping the gun here a little bit, but that would sort of be the negative type of outcome if we were to see a break in this indicator reading to the downside direction. And it's possible that we could see something like that, because we are still trading at elevated levels for this stock, and we are starting to see this negative momentum signal that is starting to develop. So this is something to keep in mind here. If we were to see share prices start to move lower, where exactly would this go? Like how far could we see share prices drop before we start to see a new support zone start to develop? Well, one area that I would point to would be this area here, which is the roughly the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of that prior ascending move. So that again would be this whole price move upward here. And if we're looking at the 38.2% Fibonacci retracement of that price move, it currently comes in right around that $35 mark. It's almost there exactly. It's really just a bit below there at 34.95. But what we're also seeing that comes into conjunction with this line is this rising blue line here, which is the 200-hour exponential moving average. So that is one of the most important exponential moving averages in the entire market. It's one of the most closely watched exponential moving averages, and it is a bit long term in nature. If we're looking at all four of the moving averages on this price chart, that is the longest term exponential moving average. So if we do see share prices kind of fall into this $35 area, I would actually consider that to be a fairly decent buy zone because there are a few different readings at the moment that are sort of suggesting that share prices could reach some support in that area. If we did see share prices move lower into $35, obviously that would give us a little bit of a better price on the stock. And it would sort of protect against some of the near-term downside that could be seen if we do start to see share prices fall from these highs. So overall, this is the main question here. Are we starting to top out, or are we basing here for another run higher? And both of those are legitimate questions. We could see either of those sort of scenarios unfold. And really, what I would be looking at here would be this roughly 36.20 area, 36.15 area as the first level of support to watch. Because if we do see a break below there, I think then you're probably looking at a test of that $35 mark. If we are able to see a bounce, a significant bounce, a sufficient bounce off of this 35.15 area, clearly the next area to watch then would be 38.19 because that is sort of the near-term high for this stock. If we were able to establish a new high in that region, that would suggest that this recent bull trend wave here is not yet completed. But if we do start to see share prices bounce below this 36.15 area, that this will start to look much more like a topping structure rather than as a basing structure. So, those are the real questions. A break of support would mean that a top is more likely in place. But if we do see support levels hold, that would suggest that we're in a period of consolidation at the moment. So here's the current stock market update for Palantir Technologies Incorporated, stock ticker PLTR. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.